The keynote address of the inauguration of the South Asia Mobile Conference 2012, and it is our privilege now to invite our keynote speaker on stage, a very well-renowned author, consultant, motivational speaker, and is the most published author on books about mobile. And he has released 12 books on mobile topics and lectures at short courses at the Oxford University. He says, hurry up, I'm going to hurry up. And he's considered a significant thought leader for the industry, best indicated by the unparalleled endorsement for his ideas by his peers, as his thoughts are referenced in 100 books by other authors and quoted in over 300 press articles in a dozen languages. You need to put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, to Mr. Tommy Ahonen.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here, very much my honor, first time in Colombo. So let me start with a little joke. So we all know that there's a lot of excitement around applications and smartphones. So let's do a little bit smartphone mathematics. If you have a room which has one smartphone application developer in that room, that is, of course, going to be Peter Westerbacka from Rovio talking about Angry Birds being downloaded 1 billion times. If you find two application developers in the same room, they are having an argument. One is saying iPhone, 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 and the other one saying Android, Android, Android. If you find three application developers in the same room, that's going to be McDonald's. They are ex-Symbian developers trying to find a new job. But if you find 4 application developers in the same room, that can only happen in California, because that will be at a venture capitalist office where all 4 application developers have the same application idea. They're desperately trying to find some funding for it and some money for it. So that's a little bit of smartphone application mathematics for us. Yes, I'm Tommy Ahonen, and I'm the most published author in mobile. My competence is on how does the mobile industry make money. I'm interested in how do we make money with mobile music, how do we make money with SMS text messaging, how do we make money with mobile advertising, with news on mobile phones, with games on mobile phones, social media on mobile phones, even voice calls, basic services, and so forth. But that's my competence. Don't ask me to design a network for you or build a software platform for you, but I'm interested in who makes money in this industry. Where is the business opportunity in mobile? All of my books have been focusing in that type of area. So let's take a look at the global mobile advertising revolution. And to start that, we have to look at the size. I know many of you are from the telecoms industry. Those of you know this stuff intimately, but many of you are from outside the telecoms industry. If you are here from advertising, from banking, from media, from retail, from academia, from the government, education, healthcare, etc., it might be surprising. Let's put this in context. So let's take a look at these numbers. How big is mobile? At the end of this year, on the planet, there will be 1.5 billion personal computers. There will be 1.9 billion television sets. There will be 3 billion internet users. There will be 4 billion FM radios in use. But 6.9 billion mobile phones for a population of 7 billion people. This time next year, 2013, there will be more mobile phones on the planet than there are human beings alive. There has never been a technology like mobile. I like to joke, it is true, more people today have a mobile phone than use a toothbrush. We don't carry the wristwatch anymore, we tell time on our mobile phone. 10 times more people have a mobile phone than read a newspaper, and so forth. This is by far the biggest technology on the planet. So, but it's not just the size. It gets more interesting if we look at the speed of mobile. How fast is mobile? The latest numbers we have from Alcatel-Lucent, the average SMS text message is read in 3 minutes. The average email is read in 48 hours. If you like the internet revolution, if you are from that side of the industry, from computers and from the internet, compare that. Mobile is 960 times, almost 1,000 times faster. Not twice as fast, not 5 times as fast, not 10 times as fast. It is like going from a sail ship to flying the Concorde. 960 times faster. But it's not just that it is the widest reaching and the fastest. It gets really interesting when we look at the addiction level of this technology. We just heard right now, the T-Mobile CEO in America just spoke 2 weeks ago at the CTIA, Philip Hum, and he said the average person looks at their phone 150 times a day. They take their phone out of their pocket 150 times per day. If you are a cigarette smoker, if you smoke 1 pack a day, no. If you smoke 2 packs a day, no. If you are a heavy chain smoker and you smoke 3 packs a day, you go into your pocket 60 times a day. The average person goes into their pocket 150 times a day to look at their mobile phone. The average person. We look at our mobile phone once every 6.5 minutes of every hour we are awake. Even during my presentation, you cannot stay away from that phone. You have to check your BlackBerry at least 5 times while Tommy speaks. Is there something more interesting? And who's twittering about this? And oh, this crazy Oxford, Hong Kong, crazy Finnish guy, you know, is there something more interesting? So, now, let's move on and get closer to advertising and media. Mobile is the 7th mass media, as I argue it. It is a different mass media. We should not try to copy the internet or copy television. Mobile is a unique mass media. So, those of you who don't know the theory, it's already referenced in many books, but I originally argued this, that mobile is the 7th mass medium. So, print is the oldest media, books, magazines, newspapers, billboards, etc. 500-year-old medium. Second mass media was recordings. Records, video games, DVDs, and so forth. Third mass media came along with cinema, then we had radio, then we had television, and then we had internet. All of you know instinctively that television is a different mass media from cinema. Even though both show the same James Bond movie, they are different media. They have different business models, they have different type of productions, they have different kind of competences, even though there is overlap. I was the first one to argue that mobile is not the internet in our pocket. It is something beyond that, even though we can consume internet content on a mobile phone. My first argument to prove this point was the ringing tone. Ringing tones are still a $2 billion business worldwide. It used to be a $5 billion at its peak. None of us install ringing tones onto our desktop or onto our laptop. Ringing tones are not a viable business on the internet, and they are a robust billion-dollar business on mobile. Proves absolutely beyond a shadow of doubt that these are two separate media. Even though there's overlap with cinema and television, there's overlap with the internet and mobile, but mobile is a unique mass medium, different mass medium. I argued that for 10 years. Now I don't have to, oh, by the way, those of you who are interested, the 8th mass media is going to be augmented reality. So that's coming next. It's not going to be Sri Lanka next year, but it will be starting to be in Japan and Holland and Hong Kong. A couple of places are starting to see it as a mass media next 2 or 3 years. It's still niche, very specialist. But anyway, so you know, if you ask, well, Tommy, what was the 7th, what's going to be the 8th? 8th mass media will be augmented reality, okay? But you can read all about that on Wikipedia. You don't need to buy the books for that. Now, the proof on why is mobile different, I had been arguing this theoretically for 10 years, but now we have absolute proof. Tiffany's, ladies know the Tiffany's brand, sell jewelry stores. Tiffany's has an online store. You can go online and buy jewelry. They also had a mobile site. When their advertising agency, RGA, in New York, noticed that the mobile e-commerce site, the mobile commerce site for Tiffany's, was not mobile optimized. It was just shrinking the standard e-business site, e-commerce site, onto the mobile phone screen. It was not mobile optimized. They mobile optimized it. What happened? They more than doubled their business. Business grew by 125% on the mobile site. This one fact proves beyond a shadow of a doubt. It is absolutely true. There will never be one internet. There will be a legacy, sixth mass media, PC-oriented internet, and there is something different called mobile. We can call it the mobile internet, we can call it mobile services, but it is different. This proves beyond a shadow of a doubt, if this is possible, there cannot be one internet. You optimize for the PC and you optimize for mobile. Still, there are many who are still doubting this, so it was very nice to hear that the Associated Press, newspaper editors-in-chief, agree. At their conference in America in, when was this, September of last year, Tom Curley, the CEO of the APME, said, mobile is the future of news, but look at the part in red. He makes the very clear comparison between internet and mobile when he said, media companies lost revenues with the internet, but have a chance to change that with mobile. Even newspaper editors now understand that mobile is different from the internet. More relevantly, from my focus point, they also notice that there's a different business opportunity in mobile. It's difficult to make money on the internet. It might be easier for a news organization to make money with mobile. But it definitely proves the point. Even newspaper editors now agree mobile is different from the internet. It is a separate mass media. If we look at it from an advertising point of view, those of you who are interested in advertising and the main theme of my topic, this is the shocking news that came last year. One of the biggest advertising brands on the planet, Ford Automobile. They said, starting 2011, every single Ford advertising campaign on any media must include mobile. If they do a TV campaign, it will include mobile. If they run a campaign in newspapers, it will include a mobile element. If they do something on the internet, they will add mobile to it. It doesn't mean they only do mobile, but mobile will be part of every single advertising campaign from now on that Ford runs anywhere on the planet. First major advertiser to make this statement. Since then, we've heard several other advertising companies make similar statements. So obviously, mobile is becoming a big media platform. It is also becoming a big advertising platform.